Hi, I'm Alaina Love. Welcome to Passionality. Today, we explore the challenges being faced by the more than 250,000 veterans who transition out of the military each year. Our first guest is a retired lieutenant colonel and a former Black Hawk and Huey helicopter pilot. She's also a wife, a mother, and the founder of a wonderful organization dedicated to wiping out homelessness among our veterans. Joining us next are two veterans here to share their story, to raise awareness of the special needs of transitioning service people across the country. A clinical psychologist is also here to share her observations and insights about the impact of transitioning on our vets, and learn how one large corporation is taking its civic duty to veterans very seriously. It all starts right now on Passionality, where your personality, your purpose, and your passions meet. Builder, transformer, healer. Those are my passion archetypes. They define who I am at my best. Passionality explores how others identify their passions and use them to thrive. Join us on the journey. My guest today is the stuff that legends are made of. She's a retired lieutenant colonel, a former Black Hawk and Huey helicopter pilot. She's also a mom and a wife and the founder of a wonderful organization that is dedicated to stamping out homelessness among our vets. Her name is Deborah Schneider, and she is the founder of Operation Renewed Hope Foundation. Welcome, Deborah. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you so much, Alaina. I'm happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit about what the situation is with homeless vets. How many are there, and are the numbers increasing or decreasing?
3 years ago, when I started this organization, there were over 68,000 homeless veterans nationwide. And the good thing is the number is coming down because there's organizations like ours that are working across the country to end veteran homelessness. So the latest point-in-time count, which was in January of last year, stood at 49,000 plus. So we're coming down. We'd like to come down quicker, but the fact that everybody is working towards it is making a big difference.
How comfortable are you that those numbers are accurate? Do you feel like you're getting everybody in that count?
No, I always say that the numbers are squishy because there's not an accurate count of homeless veterans or even homeless probably in the nation. But that is at least the minimum number because that's the count that the Housing and Urban Development folks go out and physically count the folks, whether they're in transitional shelters, they're under bridges, or living in tents.
But the folks that are maybe sleeping on their family's couch or going around from friend to friend don't get counted in it.
They do not get counted in it, and they're not considered literally homeless by the VA definition.
So the number actually is higher.
Absolutely it is.
So tell us a little bit about Operation Renewed Hope Foundation. Tell us what you do to make a difference in this.
Well, again, we started 3 years ago, and we help 80 to 100 veterans and their family members get into housing or stay in housing each year. We are operating primarily in the DC metro area right now in 8 continuums of care or locations, and that's Alexandria, Arlington, Fairfax, Loudoun, Prince William, DC, Montgomery County in Maryland, and Prince George's County in Maryland.
Wow, that's a broad territory you're covering. So yes. How do people find out about you? If a vet's homeless or if someone knows a homeless vet, how would they find you and get help?
Well, there's several ways. One is there's a 877 number that the VA has for a homeless hotline. And so we get a lot of calls from that hotline where a veteran could call the hotline and tell them where they're at, and then they're referred to us or other organizations around the country. The other way is that they call our number. They've Googled a homeless veteran on the internet, and that's how they get a hold of us.
And how did you first begin the organization? How did you get into this?
Well, in December 2008, I bought a home that was near us, and I said to my husband, why don't we just put homeless folks in there?
Whoa. Wait a second. You bought a home
right
as an investment or a home that you were going to live in?
Yeah, it was going to be an investment. And so my husband kind of said, what are you, nuts? And so,
yeah.
We decided, to do something about the homeless veteran population. I couldn't believe when I found out that there were 68,000 homeless veterans nationwide. So that's how we got started.
Wow. So you must see some pretty tough things in doing the work that you're doing. What's the most challenging or difficult situation that you've seen with a vet?
Well, you know, we see the rise of a number of families that are becoming homeless. We've seen in Maryland, for instance, you know, a family of 5, a set of twins that are 2 years old, all living in a vehicle. And so it's surprising to see that number increasing. And so we're here to help make that a better number down to 0, hopefully.
That's really scary. Two-year-old children living in the back of a car with their family. Mm-hmm. With the winter that we had this year.
Sure.
The weather that we had. I can't imagine what that must be like. What is a typical day for a homeless vet like? I mean, what consumes their time?
I think the first thing they are going to think about is what are they going to eat, and how to get food for their children, and making sure that their children are safe, and making sure that they have warmth and are not getting sick, you know, past the point where they need to take them to the hospital.
Do these children get educated? Are they in school?
You know, there are many families that have they're going to school, you know, but even the schools don't even know that they're in homeless situations.
Wow, so there's no sense of support system even in that area where you think there might be one?
Well, it just depends. You know, a lot of our veterans are very prideful, and they don't want to ask for help until it's really, really necessary, and they take care of themselves as much as they can. So that's what the issue is with them.
Mm-hmm. I think it's remarkable that you're doing this, because I know you have a full-time job and you're a wife and a mom, so you have a pretty busy life. What do you get out of this experience?
Well, you know, when I go to bed at night and I lay down and I see a ceiling above me, I know that I'm making a difference, because there are homeless veterans that when they look up, they're seeing the roof of a car or a tent. And so it makes a difference for my family and my life, because we're making a difference for those other families too.
I think you're an amazing human being to do what you do. And I know you have some big dreams about what can happen for the organization. Tell us a little bit about those.
Well, we've got several projects that are going on. We're on a hunt to raise $4 million in about 4 months. There is a assisted living facility that is not too far from us in Fairfax County that has 55 units. So it needs a lot of work, and if we can acquire it and renovate it, that will help a lot of veterans very quickly.
Well, what's interesting about what you just described is that it's very typical of the passion archetype that you carry. We ask all of our guests to take the passion profiler, and you did. And your archetypes are altruist, builder, and connector. So the altruist in you, I think, is what's driven you to do this work to help homeless vets. And it's the beauty and the magic of that particular archetype. But that combined with the builder, which is a huge goal-seeking archetype, is what makes you be the kind of person who says, go big or go home. A $4 million campaign is no small chump change. It's no decimal dust. It's a major undertaking. And I think it's the altruist combined with the builder that makes you pursue that. And I'm going to dare say, able to achieve it. So I'll be rooting for you, and I hope that our guests that are here will continue to support you, and I hope that our viewers will log on to your website and see what they can do to help. But I want you to talk a little bit about that for us too. What can people actually do who are interested in helping with this issue?
Well, there's so many ways. You know, you can volunteer, you can work at a soup kitchen, you can hand out food, you can donate furniture, you can donate money. Any of those things are all helpful. We'll take anything that a volunteer wants to help out with.
So everybody in their own unique way can make a contribution to solving this problem.
Absolutely.
Deborah, I'm so proud of what you're doing, and I thank you so much for being here today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much, Alaina.
We're going to have to take a break, but can you hang in with us for a little bit?
Absolutely.
Thanks. We'll be joined by 2 veterans who will share their story of transitioning. And it's the story of a broken system, a system that I'm learning more and more all of us can do something to help fix. We'll be right back. Knowing about your passion archetypes is a very big deal. It's a big deal because it gives you a language for describing the very, very best that you can be. It also provides you a roadmap for the choices that you make in your life, so that you're much more likely to make choices that allow you to thrive and be happy. Let me talk about the 10 passion archetypes operating in all of us. The first is the creator. Creators are the artisans among us. They have wonderful ideas in their head, and they figure out how to translate that into a form that can be shared with others. And those forms are always meant to touch us emotionally, whether it's a wonderful piece of music, a beautiful piece of art, a photograph, or even a movie. Maybe you have the creator archetype in you, like a Steven Spielberg. Conceivers are the intellectual acrobats among us. They are the folks with the wild ideas that we all think are crazy that somehow turn out to be brilliant. Maybe you're a conceiver, and you will come up with innovations like the iPhone or the Apple computer. Discoverers are the explorers among us. They are the truth seekers who will look under every rock to find an answer. These are individuals that show up in professions like investigative reporting and detectives and scientists. Processors are the analytical ones among us. These are the individuals that take large amounts of data and information and help to make sense of it. They create order around chaos. Connectors are the bridge builders among us. They like to take seemingly disparate ideas and bring them together. They bring people together with others who have solutions to their problems, and they also understand both sides of an issue. So when people are in conflict, the connector is the one who helps negotiate across that divide. Teachers are knowledge sharers. They're also lovers of learning. They like to help others grow and develop. They make wonderful mentors. Think of people like Oprah Winfrey, who for decades has shared knowledge through her programming and has recently built a girls' school in South Africa. The altruists among us are the humanitarians. These are the individuals who focus on causes larger than themselves and have a strong moral compass at differentiating what's right and what's wrong. Think of people like Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela. Healers are individuals who deeply connect with the pain and discomfort that others are in and are committed to helping them navigate their way through it. Think of individuals like Sanjay Gupta, who has dedicated his life to helping us live healthy lives. Transformers are the change agents among us. They thrive in chaos and insanity and somehow are just sure that a new order will emerge from it. The builders are the goal setters and the goal seekers among us. And the bigger the goal and the more difficult to achieve the goal, the better they like it. Think of people like Richard Branson, who is building a craft that can take passengers into outer space. You can learn more about your passionality and discover your passion archetypes by logging on to our website at www.mypassionality.com. There you'll find my blog. You'll also see a viewer discussion forum where you can weigh in with your thoughts and ideas. And you'll also be able to discover more about upcoming episodes. I look forward to seeing you there.